Hey there, online students. It's Dr. Buer coming to you on this wonderful fall day. I've really been enjoying the fall weather. It's been nice to have a little bit of cool, refreshing breezes as opposed to the hot, burning sun. But I hope you've been able to get out and enjoy it and really spend some good time outside. We've had kind of a busy weekend. I had my birthday on Saturday, and then my daughter had her birthday on Sunday. So we had a busy week celebrating, or busy weekend, I should say. But we also had some other things. They had a band competition on Saturday, and then we had a church picnic on Sunday. So just a lot of fun stuff going on. And of course, the nicer weather made it much more enjoyable. But you didn't log on to hear me wax eloquent about the weather. So let's dive into our material for this week. In NT103, we're now working on translation and study guides. And I want to really emphasize the importance of digging into the text on the level of translation and thinking about how the syntax works. There is really no replacement for working with the text on this level. And even though I've been doing this for decades now, being able to really dive into the text causes me to learn something and grow every time I do it. As you know, I've been working carefully through the book of Galatians, and there have been things that have caught me off guard, surprised me, and really challenged me in the book. And it's because I'm really working with the text on an intimate level. And so I want to challenge you to think about this not only as an academic exercise, but as a personal exercise, as a spiritual exercise even, where you're coming face to face with the text and you're wrestling with it in its very important particulars. Obviously, the study guides this week are coming due. You can see here I'm displaying the material that's due for October the 7th and October the 9th. Remember that these study guides are group work, and my standard is that everyone contributes. Now, I recognize that there are going to be some different dispositions related to this, but I do think that this is important within the context of the online environment. And you're on your honor to make sure that everybody contributes in some form or fashion and that you help one another. The goal is to really encourage one another with this new kind of exercise, because obviously some people are going to understand it better, some people not as well, and it's an opportunity as you get started to encourage one another in that regard. I do want to point out Quiz 2 is coming up for this Friday, as well as a couple of other items. And let me show you very briefly. Whoops, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. Actually, it doesn't matter which of these I take you to, but you'll notice that I have a quick little information page on Quiz 2. This quiz is different from the first one because what this one is going to cover is translation and parsing from the translations you have been doing. And specifically, it's going to cover John chapter 4, verses 1 through 52. I'm going to ask you to parse verbs from this section and then to translate a number of verses. You can use an unmarked Greek text and the Buer-Miller Reader's Lexicon, but you may not use any prior translation work, any notes that you've taken on the passage. You have to approach it fresh for the purpose of this quiz. Since it's a parsing quiz, be sure to follow my instructions in the general quiz instructions document. Now that's going to detail the abbreviations I want you to use for the parsing elements, and it just streamlines the whole process for us. So long and short, we're diving deep into the text. We're learning syntax along the way, and I hope that this is a great time in the course for you. I hope all of you are enjoying the class and that it has been a spiritual benefit to you. My prayer is that the Lord will continue to form not only your mind and your understanding of this topic, but also your character so that you would become more like Christ. And so my prayer is that the work that we're doing day in and day out in this class will be exactly what God wants to make you into the image of His Son. Please let me know how I can help you, and if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing you next week.